Hey, you ever stop to ask yourself, what is it that makes for a good leader? Is it innovation, courage, vision, imagination? And how exactly does a leader go about initiating creative change and using his or her personal power to inspire everyone? Up until recently, the Buffalo Zoo was struggling to update its vision and find its place in the world. Part of finding that place was the selection of Donna Fernandez as the new president. We spent a day at the zoo to see how things were progressing. Oh, there it is.
Sorry, you just started right.
It's all right. Let's go ahead and get started. Work progress, item number 1. % complete total project. Don, do you have an updated?
Yes, those should be done this month.
Okay.
That's today.
Today's
Next month.
Hi, I'm Donna Fernandez, the director of the Buffalo Zoo. Well, I was warned by the board when I got the job that I'd get a lot of resistance. Most of the people who had been here, particularly the senior staff, had been here 20 plus years. So, and there was a bit of cynicism because people had come and done master plans for the zoo before, and they had never been implemented. So when I said, oh, we're going to start all over, we're going to come up with a whole new master plan, they're like, yeah, sure. Because there was cynicism among the staff, and the reality is, a master plan or revision is just a concept on a piece of paper, and unless there's the commitment for everyone to raise the money and to really talk it up and get the political support and the community support, because we're going to have to get various permits, and we need the surrounding community to support what we're planning to do, because there'll be a lot of construction and we need their buy-in into the whole project, that it had to be more than just, oh yeah, I like the plan. They really have to stand behind it. They really have to talk it up, because ultimately the board does a lot of the fundraising. I do the presentations, but it's the board that opens the doors into the people with wealth that will even listen to my presentation, and they typically close the deal.
A good leader is a lot different from a good manager. Now, both are required for a truly effective organization, but the power behind leadership is different. Now, in Donna's case, it's easy to see how she exemplifies what we call referent power. She inspires commitment in her staff, who share her vision and enthusiastically carry out her initiatives. The staff ends up feeling empowered, and they feel like they have her support to get the job done.
I talked briefly with Mark and Jim when we had our interview the other day, and we need to be a little bit strategic about the way the board committee is structured.
That's going to help.
That's going to work with the fundraising consultant, because we certainly want to have the right, we want the people from the board who know where the wealth in town is. And so what they suggested, what Mark and Jim suggested, is that you and I get together and put sort of our ideal list together. They will approach those people and ask them, after we get most of the people that we want, we can open it up to the wider board and ask if there are any volunteers. But we want to make sure we get the people that we want on the committee first.
So we'll describe it as an ad hoc committee.
I'm excited about the fact that it looks like it might actually get done this time. I'm one of the veterans of the last plan, now ill-fated plan, and unfortunately one of the problems with Buffalo is that there are a lot of great ideas in this community, and none of them come to fruition. I think that under Donna's leadership, our new master plan will be started and actually completed. But the thing that I really appreciate is the fact that I think that she thinks that the people who are in their jobs know how to do their jobs, and that we go to her if we have a problem or we need a little advice or we need a little direction. But by and large, she leaves us alone to do the job that we're here to do. And I really appreciate that sort of, collegial respect. I mean this as a compliment when I say I never feel like I'm working for her. I always feel like I'm working with her. And to me, that's very, very important to foster the kind of trust that you need, especially going into a major project like this, it's going to be a career-long project to make sure that we get all the money raised and implement all of the building that's necessary to transform the zoo in this new master plan.
It wasn't so long ago, it was very recently, this is my first top leader job, that I appreciated when my boss listened to me and let me make my own decisions. And so I think you get the best out of people the more opportunity you give them for sort of self-actualization or to get to make decisions in their area. And so as long as they run things by me, it's only rarely that I would step in and say, you know, I don't want to go that way, or I think we should do this. So I try to give as much freedom as I can to the people that work for me.
Hey, Libby. How you doing?
So I wanted to go over not only where we are in the text, but the placement, because I'm still not sure
That's actually would be great.
where the different stuff is going to be when we get it. So do you want to start with bones? Can we show these at the board meeting tonight? Pass them around, you don't mind?
Oh, I mind now.
Well, I just think they're so cool. So what did we decide that we're going to do for telling the kids where the little dig areas are? We were talking about flags. And
We are going to go
yeah.
with flags.
But I was thinking almost, because I'm so afraid kids are going to get their eyes poked, could you do like an arch, or like, I'm thinking...
Yeah, it'd be like a little banner thing, you know, if you got it like this,
Yeah.
banner thing across
Zone
it. Just,
1 or, yeah.
I admire the fact that as a manager, she is incredibly flexible. So she allows me to take the reins on a lot of my projects. She is particularly good at making sure that there's two kinds of feedback. One is the more informational types of feedback about the projects you're doing, what she thinks about the steps of the project. But she also gives that emotional feedback. It seems that at just the right time she lets you know, yes, you're doing a good job.
Donna isn't simply a highly charismatic leader. She also enjoys picking up new sets of expert knowledge.
Daddy? Good. Good girl. There's action. I mean, you know, everyone talks about rebuilding the zoo and doing all these projects and all this and that, and now, you know, she's been here for a certain length of time, and we have all this construction going on. We have a lot of grants coming in, different things like that, and it, you know, like she sort of completes what's happening, and a lot of the other directors, I've only been here with one other director, but it was a lot of political stuff and a lot of meetings and a lot of trying, I don't know, seeming to impress different people. But this is sort of action is happening. So that is a lot different. And that she's sort of even approachable is a little bit different too than some of the other directors, I think.
She's very motivated. She's very ambitious. She wants to see things change and make a difference, and I think that's great.
This gives you an idea of what some of the old cages are that we're going to be replacing. The construction that we have, about a $2 million project, will be new homes for all of the species that are in this hall, which is our feline hall. Right now, we're looking at our snow leopard exhibits, and it's an endangered species that we've been very successful breeding in the past, and we want to give them a much better home. And so one of the 6 habitats that we're working on now will be this beautiful rocky area with a little pool and hot rocks so they can be out all winter long. That would be sort of a really nice improvement for them to have a new habitat.
I admire the fact that she can not only run the zoo, but she'll get down in the trenches with everybody. If there's a procedure that needs to be done, she wants to be in making sure that it's being done right and she knows what's going on. She's not afraid of anything. She's extremely intelligent and knows all about animals, plus she knows all about the business side of the zoo too, which is just a complete package.
We're going to be going in and feeding the baby caracal lynx. This is the one that was born several days ago that we had to pull for hand rearing, and Chris Keeber is preparing the formula now, and we'll be going in and observing her feeding.
Oh, great. Jean said that we're going to look into the ownership and it's the...
Yeah.
Hey, Chris.
Hello, Chris.
Like here,
Hey. So how's she been doing?
Good.
How many feedings does she get a day?
5.
Okay. And
Yeah.
does she come home with you then?
That's
okay,
right.
So that's good. This is just sort of the fun part of the job. I mean, these guys are so talented. I mean, they really don't need me at all to help with any of this, but it's just the joy of seeing this stuff, and especially with someone like Chris who's so experienced. You know, she's done this so many times, and it's just, you know that your baby's in good hands, so it's just really nice to know that.
Of course, a shared vision neither creates nor funds itself, and arranging the financial support for a design structure like the one Donna envisions isn't cheap. This makes her relationship with the zoo's board of critical importance.
I think this is terrific.
You know, it's really, because for a long time it just seemed like, because it was all underground, you know, it was like all the sewer lines.
Oh yeah, we were an organization that wasn't sure where it was going and what it was trying to do. The process of hiring Donna helped us to think a lot about that, and we worked with her to set a direction, so it's a much, much different place right now. And recruiting new members to the zoo board is a lot easier now than it was in the past. So. Yeah.
You probably noticed a big difference for those of you who haven't been here lately. The whole back wall of our main building is being transformed as we speak. We're pretty well through. All the demolition has been done. All the utilities have been put in.
You know, it's tough sometimes to stand behind somebody who's not energetic, and she has this whole board fired up. She gets people behind her, and I know I have so much more passion for this board now than I did when I first joined.
That is very good.
I think so too. I'm one of the members that wanted to move the zoo down to near the waterfront and have that little creek down there with the boats and all kinds of things and a bigger, wonderful zoo. But it's not going to be in Buffalo, New York. We haven't got the funds to be able to do that kind of thing. And I feel that Donna Ferrandis is on the right track. We're going to raise some money, I'm sure, and I think we will get a good new zoo right here on the property that we have.
Well, there you have it. An excellent example of the hallmarks of leadership. In our visit to the Buffalo Zoo, we saw how an inspired and inspiring leader can directly affect change in an organization. Donna's ability to build relationships with her staff and her board have set the Buffalo Zoo off towards a bright future. For Biz TV, I'm Scott Winters. We'll see you next time.